On the heels of rulings by the Court of Appeal on Monday that only valid votes should be tabulated and included in the Chief Elections Officer's report to the chairman of GCOM, leader of the opposition and PPP General Secretary Bharrat Jagdeo held a press conference where he spoke to the issue of valid votes cast at the 2020 general and regional elections.
On the question of validity of votes, clearly the Court of Appeal could not mean that Lowenfield or any single political party, and in this case APNU, can solely determine what valid votes are.
The opposition leader asserted that the total valid votes cast in the election has already been tabulated by the Elections Commission, using as his basis of evidence certificates for each region, which were used to tabulate votes as part of the national recount exercise.
Total valid votes have already been determined by the Commission. Certificate of District 1 Tabulation General Elections. And the next line, the header, is valid votes cast for each party list of candidates.
Meanwhile, in a telephone conversation with this newscast, Attorney Mayor Robertson had this to say in response to Mr. Jagdeo's assertions that the votes of the national recount exercise are valid.
It seems to me if the votes that are being relied on by the PPP are valid votes, then they should not have a problem with yesterday's decision. There will be no need to appeal. If all the court says is use valid votes, and if they're saying these votes are valid, then why an appeal, why an attempt to appeal to the CCJ?
Alluding to the Gazetted Order 60 of 2020 in tandem with Section 96, Representation of the People's Act, the attorney posited.
My understanding of the order and of the Constitution, Article 177(2), and Section 96 of the Representation of the People Act, is that it falls to the CEO, Chief Election Officer, to prepare the tabulation based on valid votes cast.
This is what Mr. Robertson had to say in conclusion regarding the court's ruling and on the issue of valid votes.
I would like to say, I would like to hear those who want to appeal the court's ruling say to the public that we do not want only valid votes to be used in the tabulation of the votes cast in the election. Let them explain why, if they're interested in democracy, that they would have a problem with the concept of only valid votes being taken into account.
Reporting for HGP Nightly News, Wendel Badree.